Let's start.
Alrighty. I always like to type something in the chat so it looks like there's people chatting, right? Let me type over here. Ah! Alright, let me start the recording over here. Alright, we're good. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we're actually ready to start. I went downstairs. My lights. Oh, hold on. I knew something looked weird. I went downstairs a while ago, and your mom looked at me funny, and I said, "Yeah, long story." She said, "Y'all are done already?" I'm like, "No, we haven't even started yet." And she said, "Oh, okay." So, anyway, all right. Well, I will stop this music and start the recording. Start the podcast then, I guess. We're episode 99, right? Yeah, 99.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, hold on
Which means next episode will be episode 100.
Wow, he can count.
I should. I teach preschoolers.
That's a good thing.
Counting is literally like like 1/4 of what we teach.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna stop this
It's
music.
walking feet, nice words, alphabet, and numbers.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So let me stop this and then we'll get started. Okay. So that.
let's do it.
Oh, and just remember, at the end, don't breathe into the mic until we're done. Yeah. Don't be doing that crap. Okay. Now see. Now we're gonna get a content slam against us for porn. So stop that. Okay. All right. Nope. You let me know when you're ready, and I'll stop the music and get us started.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. And Connor's dancing again.
When am I not dancing? Literally, Dad, when has there been a time in my life where you have not seen me dancing when I'm at my goofiest?
Oh, that's true. I guess you're
Exactly.
right.
I am the white boy equivalent of Shakira. My these hips do not lie.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 99 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. I'm Sean, I'm the old guy, and my mic is way too loud apparently.
Yes, it is.
And I'm Dad, and the guy on the other screen or in your other ear, if you're just listening, is
This smooth shaved, big bearded, thin mustachioed hunk over here is Quillmeister, aka Connor, aka that skunk bearded man's son. Let me see. Look at that thing. That is skunk beard.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so one of these, you'd think after 98 episodes, your intro would be a little bit more efficient.
Dad, how long have you known me? When have I ever been efficient?
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna just hang out and talk about some stuff tonight, which is what we
As
usually
always.
do. Got a fun question. Got an got an interesting movie with a what in the world just happened twist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still don't fully understand why.
Okay. So we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. So it's a relatively new movie. It's from 2024. So we'll try not to do any spoilers. But I imagine the people that would watch this movie have already seen this movie. It originally came out on Shudder. So friends of mine have already seen it.
That explains why.
Friends of mine have already seen it. So, but anyway, so we're just going to kind of hang out, and that's just kind of what we do. And of course, we always chase a bunch of chickens, because we're both ADHD, and so
Exactly.
the least little thing, wind blowing or sparkly thing off to the side, piece of candy kind of stuff, and we're off to the races. So, anyway,
What are you, James Woods?
what?
What are you, James Woods?
What's the reference?
You don't know
Off
that
to the races?
No. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a
Oh,
piece of candy.
is that
Ooh, a piece of candy.
from Hercules?
No.
Never mind.
It's from Family Guy when James Woods played himself
Okay.
in Family Guy. James Woods played himself in Family Guy countless times, and every single time they end the episode by trapping him by literally leaving a trail of Reese's Pieces, and he says, "Ooh, piece of candy." Ooh,
Okay.
piece of candy. As he goes down the trail,
Okay.
then they trap him in a box.
Okay.
That's just the running joke throughout the entire series.
Gotcha.
Every time he's in it.
Gotcha. You know how many episodes of Family Guy I've seen?
0.
0. If there was a negative number, there'd have been a negative number. But anyway. So yeah. So the one thing I want to mention that's kind of cool that's happening day after tomorrow is your brother's getting married on top of a mountain.
I know.
Right? And he's going to live stream it.
Oh, sweetness. I got to
So,
watch it then. What time? What time? At what time?
Well, it's going to be around 11 o'clock Eastern time, or 11 o'clock our time. It's
Okay.
probably going to be on YouTube, so he hasn't sent out the link yet. But, he's got Starlink. He's got that satellite, that Elon Musk satellite stuff. But he's got the
Jeez.
backpack version of it. So he just throws his internet in his backpack whenever he goes hiking, and he's got internet wherever he wants to go. So he's going to hike. They're going to hike to the top of one of the mountains around Lake Tahoe. He's going to carry his internet up there with him. They're going to live stream the wedding Sunday morning. So which
Oh,
is good.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's Sunday morning. I said that's what I said. Day after tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
my turn tomorrow.
no. So anyway, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll have that kind of stuff to talk about. He's
Yeah.
he's our anti nerd in the family. Well,
Well, he's
of the
anti video game comic nerd. He is still a nerd in other areas.
certain movies, he likes the superhero movies, but he doesn't nerd out on them
He's
like
a
we
big
do. He
Star
just
Wars
likes
fan.
He
He's a big
does.
Star Wars fan. Big Lord of the Rings fan.
No, not so much Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Really?
they're okay. Huge Avatar fan.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Avatar movies, and so yeah. So the next Avatar movies, there's like a alien chicken. The next Avatar movies, they just released the trailer this week for the new Avatar movie that's coming out in December.
It looks
Fire
so
and Ash.
cool.
It does look good, and of
Okay,
course,
so
that's one of Luke's favorite movie series. And so as soon as I saw the trailer, I shot him a text and said, "Hey, dude, let's go!" And he's ready to go. So yeah.
am I the only one who noticed that one human guy was somehow able to bond the way a Navi does with that sea Ikran kind of thing? Did anyone else notice that in the trailer?
And something happens
He was
to
also-
him. Yeah, but something
he was
happens
also
to
without
him.
a mask. He was also
Right.
without a
Something
mask.
happens to him. And that's one of the things, if you listen to the trailer, one of the things is if humans
can adapt to Pandora, then there's nothing that's going to stop them.
That's right. See? Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be part of the big issue. And then, of course, the big bad, major guy, military guy, is one of the alien guys, one of the Navi now.
Do you remember how that happened?
I don't.
Can I tell you?
Sure. You tell me anyway. If I said no, so go ahead.
No, I would have respected you if you had said no. So, he is dead. That is canonical. He is dead because he died in the first movie. The person we're seeing now is basically they recorded his brain. They mapped his brain just like they did in Chappie. Basically, they mapped his brain, and
Right.
then they uploaded that digital brain scan, all that stuff, into an avatar body.
Okay, got you. Okay.
So he's more like an imprint or a clone of that guy inside an avatar body.
And what about the scientist, Sigourney Weaver's character that kind of became the
So there's a lot of speculation.
All right,
with
so
that.
see, somebody hopped in and they just said they took a brainstem sample. So I don't remember the details of these movies. I like watching them, but my memory's so bad.
So to my understanding, so to my understanding, so Sigourney Weaver also died. They tried to do what they did with Jake Sully, in that movie, but it failed. But her avatar was still somehow alive in that comatose way. But then, like he said, I think they took some kind of genetic material from either original Sigourney Weaver or some kind of amalgamation of her avatar and use that to, in a way, impregnate her avatar.
Yeah.
And then that's what birthed the child that Jake Sully adopted with Materi.
Gotcha.
Now
Okay.
I don't remember the brainstem part. I just remember Jake Sully narrating such and such's avatar became pregnant, and when it gave birth, I adopted the daughter. I just remember that part.
Okay. All right. So anyway, talk about getting completely sidetracked. That was not something that was on either one of our radars to talk
there's
about.
One more thing. There's one more thing I want to say. There's one more thing I want to say. Do you remember? So do you remember the human guy from the trailer? That was like if humans can adapt, whatever. That human guy.
No, I don't remember that one. No.
Long hair. He was wearing like he was wearing like Navi stuff, but he was human. Had the body paint.
You mean the blonde guy with like the dreads?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
that guy.
Yeah. Do you know who that guy is?
No.
I
don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Okay.
They reveal it in the movie. Yes, Spider. That's his name. They reveal it in the They reveal it in the second movie. That's the general guy's son.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
he was a baby when he died, and he was raised on Pandora.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking, because he was raised on Pandora, that prolonged exposure, constantly going between between atmospheres, his body actually evolved and adapted to become like the Navi.
Yeah. You know when we'll
That's my
find that out?
theory.
You know when we'll find that out?
December 19th.
There you go. When it
There
comes
we
out.
go.
I'm just moving on from that. So, yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so that's a cool one. There's some good movies that are coming out this fall that I want to see. And they're not like nerdy type movies. There's just some good stuff coming out. But anyway,
What kind? What else?
I don't like. Did I not just say I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday? And you expect me to remember these? Listen. What I've told people,
There's nothing wrong with asking.
what I tell people all the time, I have terrible recall. I have great recognition. And what happened to not eating potato chips on the podcast that we talked about before we started?
I'm starving. I've
Okay.
only had a protein bar today.
Well, then go get another protein bar. At least it's quiet. So anyway,
Not chocolate and peanut butter.
so yeah, I'm great at recognition. You bring something up, I'll go, oh yeah, it makes I hear it, right? So but anyway, like when Legion said Spider, I'm like, yeah, I remember this name Spider now. I wouldn't have been able to recall it at all. So anyway, what else? Any other kind of interesting stuff?
Let's see. I am now on the same level as all my co-teachers, able to do all the same stuff they can do,
That's good.
which is like paperwork, documentation, stuff like that. I'm finally on that same level, so I
Well, that's
finally
good.
feel like I'm part of the team.
Good.
So that's
Okay.
nice.
Cool.
Um, uh, doing a bit of doing a bit of apartment renovation. Moving stuff around.
Okay. Yeah.
I just no matter what has happened, I felt really bad about having Nick's sleeping in a closet, basically. So I worked how I could to let him have a full room until he moves out.
Okay.
It's fair.
It's fine. Oh, your internet's cutting out again. So
I mean,
I'll talk while
eventually
you're jumping in and out. So,
Dexter, dude, Declan.
so
So I mean, I would have had to have eventually moved my stuff out of there anyway to make room for the third roommate once he was out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Okay. All right.
I had to have it done eventually. So I just got it done ahead of time.
Gotcha. All right. There was something else I was going to mention, but I forgot what it was. It was I finished the campaign on Destiny Rising. So it's actually a pretty good game. I mean I'm enjoying it, and it's got more of a variety of game modes than Destiny 2 does, which blows me away.
Question:
Yeah.
What is the campaign of Destiny Rising?
I mean, it's a typical Destiny type campaign. You're fighting against the Vex, against the Cabal. You're not fighting the big bad boss at the end, which wasn't that hard. Was a huge Cabal guy. He was kind of the final boss in the game.
So they were kind of just copying Red War.
No, because there was a lot going on. You were fighting against Vex as well. It went through a lot of different kinds of things. But that just ultimately ended up being the big bad guy. And now you can play the campaign on legendary mode. Now you can start, the end game stuff starts. I mean, but my goodness, man, they have this last week they released their raid. Destiny Rising has a raid, and they had a contest mode, and people were racing to see who was number one in the world, just like they do in Destiny. Now, granted, it wasn't your 12-hour long raid like raids are in Destiny. But I was watching Cross, who's one of the Destiny guys, and he's been playing it a lot. And it took them. He said if they had just gone into the raid blind like they always do with raids on Destiny, it would have taken them 4 or 5 hours to complete. But they had played with it before, at kind of like being content creators and beta testers and playing some of it ahead of time. so they had familiarity with a lot of the mechanics. But they said if they hadn't, it would have taken 4 or 5 hours to complete it, which is crazy for a mobile game, raid kind of thing. This is kind of cool. But there's tons of other game modes as well. Plus, you have kind of like base building kind of stuff because your clan, you can go in and gather resources.
Base building?
Yeah, you can go in and you have a hangar and you can add features and stuff to your and you can go in and as a clan on the hectare grid, you might find little mini bosses and you get to go fight them and stuff. So I mean, there's just so many different things to do than there is in Destiny. It was just kind of blew me away. So I've been enjoying that. And that's easy to do. Pick up and play on my phone while I'm watching a football game or something, right? So it's kind of neat.
How's this season been treating you?
What season?
This football season.
Oh, not bad. My Seahawks they've got a winning record. They played last night and were winning handily, and your mom got frustrated with me because I was getting anxious in the fourth quarter. And she said they're up by 2 touchdowns. I'm like, but are you not watching the trends? And what do you know? The other team tied it up right at the end of the game, and they had 28 seconds left in the game, and my Seahawks had to drive down and kick a field goal in 28 seconds. They did, and they won the game, but they should have won by like 2 touchdowns. And
Man.
yeah. So anyway, my Bengals are not doing great because Joe Burrow, and you should know about the Bengals because you're here in Ohio. Joe Burrow went down with turf toe, so he's got to have surgery on his toe, and he's going to be out 3 months. So that pretty much washes up the Bengals season. So that's kind of sucks. But other than that, look, you know me, watching the NFL, I can always find a team to root for. College, I've got like 2 or 3 schools that I'll root for, but in pros, I can watch anybody. So anyway. Well, that was a pigskin chicken. A little pork and a little chicken. So anyway, how about we dive into the question? Just kind of get going.
So back to the question.
Okay. So okay. So I got to find my button. Which one is my button? There's my button. So we're going to do the geek question. How about that?
Yep.
It's not really.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Okay, so the question is, and I wrote it out, and then I forgot where I put it. So, okay, the
Discord.
I know it's on Discord. Just shut up.
You shut up.
So the question is, where did I put it on Discord? Okay,
I'll pull it up.
You pull it up. I thought it was.
I got it right here.
Okay, here I got it. Here's the question. What's the worst movie you actually paid money to see in the theater?
All right. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I got an answer too.
Sonic 2.
Really?
Yes.
And what was so bad about Sonic 2?
Well, first off, I went because I was appeasing someone else, so that already just kind of took me out of the movie experience because I went to it to go with someone else,
Right.
Let's see. No, actually, hold on. I want to change my answer.
Okay, change your answer.
The Karate Kid with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith.
Okay.
On my very first date, I paid to go see it with this girl. Let's call her DH. She was the best friend of my cousin. It was this whole thing.
Moving on.
First off, I messed up the date because I got extra butter on the popcorn and didn't know my date was lactose intolerant. And this was back then when they used like real butter stuff.
Okay.
And the movie was sucked balls because first off, the title will always piss me off because one, let's see, is he learning karate?
I've got y'all all beat on the movie. Just wait.
No, he's not learning karate, is he? He's learning kung fu. Should have called it Kung Fu Kid.
Everybody
First
was
off,
kung fu fighting.
Everybody was fast as a lightning.
Anyway, so are you sure you're sure that it was the worst movie you've ever seen, or was it because the date went bad and that put a sour taste in your mouth for the movie?
Yes, to both.
Okay.
I paid to see that movie. I did not like the movie because okay. This movie was somehow meant to be a kids movie, but it had a bunch of adult themes in it. For example, it had this it had this little 12-year-old girl literally gyrating and dancing all hippy dippy with a high skirt on a dancing game in an arcade when Jane Smith was like 12. So it's like, what is going on? This no, this you're too young, too young. So that just felt like it was pandering to the wrong crowd. Jackie Chan was good, but that's because Jackie Chan is always good. He has never done a bad movie in his entire career, in my opinion. Let's see.
Okay.
The rivalry that they put in, because as you know, part of the Karate Kid franchise, there has to be a rivalry.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
it was just some. It was literally just a little school tussle that somehow evolved into a full-on kung fu championship match.
Gotcha.
Literally, the guy just basically pushed Jaden Smith down, and somehow that triggered this whole thing.
Gotcha.
It was
okay.
it wasn't like in the original well Karate Kid when like
Mm-mm.
when like when like Billy Zabka full on attacked and harassed Ralph Ralph Macchio with like a full on skeleton in costumed assault.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the same hit. It wasn't the same flavor because again, Jane Smith was 12 years old. It did not look right.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a new one coming out.
But that it is not part of that Karate Kid universe.
No,
Jackie Chan just happens to be playing in it.
It's part of the original Karate Kid universe. I know.
Exactly.
I know. Oop. I don't need that happening. So, all right. You ready for the winner?
Do you want to hear Riley's answer first?
What's Riley? Oh, the Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters reboot with the girls.
Didn't see it. So I can't.
It had a good premise, but it
was basic.
They banked too much on just basically making it Ghostbusters with girls. They
banked
banked on that part too much.
It was pretty much just a gender swapped version of the original movie, almost, wasn't it?
Exactly.
And that listen, that may have been their goal, just doing the original story gender swapped. Okay, fine. But I mean, you got the actresses that were in it. How could it not be funny, right? But maybe it was the writing. I don't know, but I didn't see it, so I haven't seen the new ones, the reboots with the kids either, because it's like if Ghostbusters and Stranger Things had a baby. Speaking of which, this movie we got to talk about tonight definitely was a baby between two movies. I kept thinking about them, so. And I've only seen one of them, but it's been a really long time. But I know what the premise of the other one is. But anyway, so all right. Do you want to hear the winning worst movie that I've ever? Do you want to hear the winner?
Hit me.
All right. This is classic high cinema from 1979, and the movie is called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. So here's the story. Here's the tagline.
Roll that back one more time. What's the title?
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. So here the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania basketball team is hopeless. Could they become winners with the help of an astrologer and some new astrologically compatible players? So here's the story. The Pittsburgh Panthers, I think was what they were. Pittsburgh, I forgot what they were originally called, was just this horrible professional basketball team. And this kid, who was a huge fan of the team, thought that the problem was that the team members could not get in sync with each other. So he went and talked to an astrologer, and she said that the reason why they played horribly together is because their signs were not in sync with each other. So they had open tryouts for the team, but they would only add members of the team that were Pisces. So they all were Pisces, and the team became the Pittsburgh Pisces, and they ended up winning the championship at the end of the movie.
This sounds even more ridiculous than that baseball movie with the Angels.
Not only, listen, I'm not done yet. Not only was it your typical 70s, hey, what's your sign, baby, type vibe, it was fraught with disco music. Complete with disco music, dancing and skating and all that kind of stuff during the game. I'm going to play. See if you can hear this. I'm going to try to play. I'm going to play you the trailer. But okay. I watched the trailer a while ago, and we might get slammed on YouTube when we upload YouTube with that. But although YouTube probably didn't even know about this movie. But anyway, as they're talking about the movie in the trailer, at one point they say, "It's an astrological disco sports extravaganza." And yes,
Why?
I paid money to go see this. And
Why?
yes, it was my first date in 6th grade. Okay?
See? First date movies are
and
always cursed.
I remember the girl that I took to see it. We graduated high school together.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I tell you what I'll do. Well, I mean, we don't monetize anyway. So I'm gonna see if you hear this. Just nod your head if you can hear this, because I'm playing it through Google, which is what you're on too. So it should come through. I gotta unmute it.
Warning.
You can't hear it?
An epidemic of fish fever is sweeping.
All right. An epidemic of fish fever is. Anyway, so yeah, an astrological disco sports extravaganza. I really think this needs to be one of our movies one day. Now that I've thought about it, this may be a command decision and we just pick this movie one time. If I can find it on the streaming service, you're dadgum for sure we're going to watch this movie.
It's free on YouTube with ads.
There you go.
It's free on YouTube with
there
ads.
There you go.
Hold on. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, 1989.
No, this was 1979. This movie came out in 79.
No, but it's. I mean, so I'm looking at it. Julius, Dr. J. Irving, Meadowlark Lemon, and yeah, all them.
Yep.
Yeah. This is 1989.
Jonathan Winters was in it.
That's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. So I don't know where the 1989 came from, because that's not accurate.
Jonathan Winters and Flip Wilson in a comedy combining sports, new age, the new age, and a disco. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
So I mean, it's
the Pittsburgh Pythons are at the bottom of the National Basketball Association. They've been the worst team in the league for as long as anyone can remember. They're so desperate they take their water boy's advice and consult astrologist Mona Mondieu. Stocker Channing.
Yep, Stocker Channing. Yep.
Who advises the team to change their name to the Pisces and recruit only players with that astrological sign.
Yep.
And
I can't believe I remember it as well as I did.
Yeah, but yeah, this thing is saying in 1980. It says release date 1989 for some reason.
Well,
but
they got that wrong.
But then I'm seeing trailers and stuff for it that say 1979.
Yeah, because see, I was 11 years old in 6th grade. I was 21 in 1989. I would have never taken.
I kind of want to watch this trailer, just see what it is.
Okay, well, we can't do it now, so let's do it after the the podcast. Okay.
I know.
So anyway, yeah. So there you go. I win.
So, Dad.
Yes.
Should we watch this movie for our 100th episode, or should we watch Orag Gora the sequel?
I don't know. We're gonna roll and say. I think we're gonna roll. I mean, it's so.
It's our 100th episode. We have to make it special.
Well, we'll see. I'll think about it. And we don't know if AROG is streaming anywhere. So anyway, moving on. So that was the question. So I like it when I win at the question because I usually Connor brings up the questions and I can never remember them and I don't do well at them and he's already thought them through. So I was glad to have a question that actually I had a good answer for once. So anyway, so how about let's talk while we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for our 100th episode. Let's go ahead and talk about this movie because this one was kind of an interesting movie. All right.
Yeah.
I should play my elevator music as I'm watching you just stare at your screen and not respond.
I'm listening.
You're typing, I can tell. So, all right. So let's just jump in and let's just do the next episode of Roll for Credits. How about that? You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. All right, so first of all, the reason why I know that you were reading and not paying attention is because usually you're the one that says roll for credits, and you didn't,
Sorry.
so I said it because you're too busy reading about these movies. So
I'm sorry.
So listen, so the movie we're talking about this week is a movie from 2024. I think it was originally on Shudder, which is like the horror streaming service. That, by the way, Mitch and Brandon, from Divided by Werewolves, our buddies and their podcast, absolutely love Shudder. Now, of course, they love horror movies. We're not big horror movie fans, but I hear if you like those movies, it is a fantastic deal. So, if you like horror movies, check out Shudder. But anyway, this is a movie called Getaway from 2024. It stars Nick Frost, who actually is one of the actors in a movie that I think this movie is a baby of, which I'll get to in a minute. And I know I'm going to butcher her name. I think she's Scottish or Irish. Her name is Aisling Bea. I'm not getting that right. It's spelled Aisling. Last name is Bea. I've seen her before in things. I've seen her on talk shows and stuff. She's really funny. I can't pronounce her name. Sorry. Anyway, she plays the wife of Nick Frost's character. So it's Richard and Susan Smith. They have two teenage kids, Sam and Jesse, that are played by Sebastian Croft and Maisie Ayres. And the tagline is, a family's vacation to a remote getaway takes an unexpected turn when they discover the island they're on is inhabited by a serial killer. So the story is that they decide they want to go to this island for just a family vacation. They had read some stuff about this island, that this island has some unique history, and they have a play that they put on every year, and they wanted to watch the play. And so the history of that play is that this island, the British visited this island 200 something years ago and tried to start commerce with them, and then kind of took over a bit. Then there was a plague on the mainland or something, so the island had to quarantine, and instead of quarantining because they had to quarantine for a few months, the British ended up making them quarantine for over 2 years, and so they ended up having to resort to cannibalism to survive. So they hate the English, and they put on this play called the Caranton every year, commemorating that story. And this year just so happens to be the
8 hours long.
Yeah, this year just so happens to be the 200th anniversary. So this is the 200th anniversary of the Caranton. And this family decide, because they'd heard about it, and they just decide, hey, we're going to go there for vacation. And everywhere they stop along the way, at a diner outside the ferry, at the ferry to get to the island, they're all like, you don't want to go there. Nope, you shouldn't go there. It's bad. People die, all this kind of stuff. But they go anyway.
They wanted to go because the wife character, one of her ancestors was one of the British soldiers that was killed.
I was going to mention that's what ended up. You find that out a little bit later in the movie, that's kind of her motivation, that she feels like she needs to get some kind of closure because her great grandfather or whatever was one of the British that was murdered by these people. So there's a way for her to kind of get some closure, I guess. And so everybody in the village, on this island is really kind of dark and weird and just stare at you weirdly, whatever. But there's one guy who seems relatively normal, and he started, doing a Airbnb with his mother's, who's deceased, his mother's house, and that's what they rented. So they came for this. And so that's the setup, and then the movie is where all this kind of mystery stuff happens, and weirdness and tension and kind of kinky stuff, and hijinks ensue. So that's kind of the basic setup. So any kind of first initial comments you got to say about the movie?
The weirdest movie I've seen in a long time.
It was. I don't know if weird is the word I would use. It was.
You could
It was
tell.
unusual.
You could tell it wasn't taking itself seriously.
No, it wasn't
There were
supposed to.
times where.
It wasn't supposed
yeah,
to.
but I mean,
it was like a dark comedy.
So see, that's the thing. If it I thought that Shudder was only a place for like serious horror movies.
Oh no, they do all kinds of stuff. It's a horror, horror bent, but they'll do other things. It's not just hardcore horror. But so think of it this way, okay? For you people out there, if Midsommar, that stars Florence Pugh, and Shaun of the Dead, if those two movies had a baby, that would be this movie. Because there's this weird village.
That Mike Voss character was in it too, right?
And Nick Frost. That's what I'm saying.
Frost.
Nick Frost was the other cop in Shaun of the Dead with Simon Pegg. Yeah. So there's a tie in there, and I'm sitting there going, where have I seen him before? I'm like, oh yeah, the daddy of this baby movie. That's really what it felt like, because you had this weird.
They also did Paul.
Right, but they had this weird culture with this weird ceremony that's going on that kind of gets really weird, and then you just got this kind of mockumentary making fun of itself, kind of a humorous take on serial killers killing people and stuff, right? And so the elder statesman, the old lady of the island, she figures out that, okay, look, we can end the curse or whatever if we go back to the old ways and we actually kill this family and eat them. And so she's getting the whole town involved and trying to get them on board to do this. So they're planning to kill this family of 4, and eating them. And cut away to the family. The family just seems like a normal family. They're just kind of hanging out, and the kids are jerks, especially the son, and they're always fighting with each other, and the husband and wife kind of bicker at each other really hard, but then they're really loving with each other. So they just seem like they're there for a normal vacation. They have no clue what's going on around them. They're just, why are people looking at us weird? They're just they seem completely clueless as to what's going on around them. And then in the meantime, you have the guy that rented his mother's house to them is a 100% pervert. He's a weird dude. You're muted, by the way. So
Yes, he is a very weird dude.
So turns out, he's that whole, because the daughter, when she picks her room, she goes in her room and she decides she wants to go take a bath, just take a nice soak. So she goes in, she gets in the tub, and she's sitting and she hears some scraping and hears some movement. And there's this long floor-length mirror in the bathroom attached to the wall, and she hears sounds behind it. So immediately, okay, there's secret passageway somewhere. There's two-way mirrors. He's watching all of them and this kind of stuff. And sure enough, that's what's going on. He's got this command center in his house, down the trail, and is watching them all. And he's getting obsessed with the girl, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So again, man, I hate it when we fall into telling the whole plot of the movie. So let's just talk about what were some things about the movie that you thought up to this point in the storyline. What were some things that you thought were pretty interesting or pretty funny or creepy or...
So, up until that weird twist, I thought the movie was actually kind of decent. I thought it was actually leading to something that could be like an actual survivalist kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But when they introduced that twist, I'm like, okay, then this thing was really just one giant middle finger to the entire audience.
Well, you know, and the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, okay, there's going to be a swerve here in a minute. There's going to be a weird twist, a weird swerve somewhere. But when the swerve happened, that wasn't what I was expecting. And actually, I loved it. I loved the twist. I thought it was fantastic. And where the movie went from that point on, I just was so over the top. I absolutely loved it. So I mean, it's just kind of this weird. Okay, you see, you know, they're really playing up that the village, the town folk are really evil and really creepy and really weird, and this is just kind of a really normal family, just out for vacation. They're completely clueless. And then, you know, the time comes where they have to try to make this decision about trying to kill them, right? And so she confronts, I forgot his name, the guy that rented him the house. What was it? Matt
Larston.
Okay, so anyway, she basically confronted him and says, "Look, I know you're a pervert. I know what you do up there. I know that you watch these people, and if you don't want to get turned in, and you don't want all these bad things to happen to you, this is what you're going to do. You're going to drug them so that we can take them and use them for our sacrifice to cannibalize them to kind of end our curse or whatever. So that's the plan." And the plan is going according to plan.
Yeah.
They're doing the play. He makes them some cookies.
Cookies.
Some cookies to knock them out. As he's bringing them the cookies, they're heading down to the beach. They're heading down to just go for a swim in the lake. So they go down there for a swim in the lake, just completely oblivious to everything. And so when they come back, he has left cookies for them on their table with a note. It says, "Hey, enjoy the cookies, enjoy the play," because they were planning on changing clothes and going down to the play. And so they each grab their cookies, and then you cut away to the play, and they're doing stuff, and then weird stuff. That's when the twist happens. You know, he comes back into the house, and they're all out cold. Mom is face down on the table. Dad has fallen somewhere, I forgot. The son has fallen down and dropped dishes. They're broken everywhere. And, you know, he's obsessed with the girl. And he walks up to her bedroom, and she is passed out on her bed. And they were all wearing robes because they'd come from swimming, you know. And he's wearing a robe. He takes his robe. He opens his robe, and he's wearing a pair of her bra and panties, and crawls in bed with her and starts to love up on her. And you're like, oh man, this is going to a really weird place. And then it went to a really, really weird place. So
weirder than the place you probably were thinking of.
So I'll just put it this way: that the people you thought were the bad people weren't the bad people.
Yep.
And from that point on, it was Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the Black Knight, arms and legs off, blood spurting everywhere, just mayhem for the last 30 minutes of the movie. And I was just laughing. It was just so... It was such an unexpected twist that that it was an enjoyable watch. It's not something that I'll probably watch again, Definitely not something your mom would be interested in watching.
Same.
But and then, should we just ruin it? Should we just ruin it and tell them?
Dad, you ask that every time, and I keep telling you, nobody watches us. Nobody's gonna watch the movies we suggest.
That's true. So screw it. We'll just ruin the movie. Okay. If you
the
don't
family are the murderers.
So wait, you should have given me a few seconds to say, hey, if you don't want to hear this, don't listen, right?
I'll do that for next time.
Well, yeah, it's a little late now. So turns out the serial killers that are on the island aren't the villagers. It's the family that came to visit. It's a family of serial killers. And so they didn't eat the cookies. They didn't eat the cookies. They faked being out cold. And then all four of them capture this Matt guy and take turns just I don't know what that is. Just dismember. It's a
bot.
It's a bot. I know. Just stabbing and dismembering the crap out of this poor guy.
Yep.
And then their mission is
to kill everyone,
the entire island of people, and they do. In every which way you can think of, they do. It's like if you took all the Friday the 13th movies, all the slasher movies, and just put it all on, and fast forward all the kills in one time. That's what happened. But
what I loved most was
sitting at the campfire.
Was like the gear up. No, the gear up scene. They're all showing off all this gear they have. The mom has basically short swords. The son has like butterfly knives.
Yeah.
The daughter has basically knuckle daggers where you hold it like this and it's got the point up here.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad, his walking stick he had the entire movie was actually hiding like a giant freaking railroad spike nail.
Yeah.
That he takes and jabs into people.
And they just kind of wreak havoc on this village and just taking everybody out. And then when they kind of finish, there's two people that are left. It's the old lady and her son. They kind of got hidden and they're left.
I don't think it's her son.
Yeah, it was her son. That's exactly what she said. There's a scene when she talks about that. Even though she's really weird, she kisses him like he's not her son. But she says he's her son, so yeah, because he's supposed to take over after she's gone. But they're the last two, and they come looking for mats, and so they start trying to play this stuff up. But before that happens, at one point, when there's a lull, when things have finished, the son of the villager son shoots off a flare gun. And the husband and wife serial killers, it's like the flare is floating through the air. They're standing up on a cliff. There's this nice red glow, and it looks like this romantic scene, with the silhouettes of them, and they just got done killing everybody. But then the four of them go sit down at a campfire, and they're just kind of talking in the aftermath. And this is before.
Do you know what the fire is made of?
The villagers.
The burning bodies.
Yeah,
of the villagers,
so they got a bonfire going of all. They just stacked up all the bodies and had this bonfire going. They're sitting around like they're going to roast marshmallows. I'm gonna do some s'mores. So they're sitting there, and it's the daughter and the mom and the dad and the son. That's the order they're sitting on the log or whatever. And the son has been a jerk in the whole movie, and the son has said some things that has really made the dad mad a few times. And where mom kind of steps in and says, okay, it's all right, it's just fine. Well, he starts saying something stupid again and really getting dad angry. And he says, I'm done with this. Next thing you know, dad is doing this arch swing around and just puncture the kid's jugular vein. And he hits the ground and just dies and bleeds out in front of him. And the mom is freaking out going, really? You gonna do that? And the daughter says, "Are you kidding me? Now we've got to source another brother." So they're not even.
Exactly.
So they're not even family. They're just a bunch of serial killers that get together and pose as a family to go kill people.
Exactly.
Now I think maybe the husband and wife maybe really are husband and wife.
Yeah.
Because there's one scene where they're clearly doing something that strangers wouldn't do with each other.
I mean,
We'll just leave it at that. So I mean they might, but anyway. So yeah. So they're not a family. They're just a bunch of serial killers that get together and go around.
Which is hilarious.
Which was another twist.
Which a twist.
So at the end, there's the confrontation between them, the three of them, and the old lady and her son. The son gets killed. The husband kills the son. But he shot the daughter with the shotgun first, so she's got shotgun blasters to the stomach, and he chops the husband's hand off. So he's walking around with it.
So the husband kills the son. As the son is dying, his finger clenches up.
Oh, and
blows the husband's hand off.
Blows the husband's hand. So they're the only two. They're injured. So the serial killer son is dead. The serial killer daughter has got a shotgun blast to the stomach. The serial killer
worst way to die.
Yeah, the serial killer, but she won't die because that would be a slow death. So she's gonna make it. The serial killer dad's hand is blown off, so he's walking around with just like a bloody stump. No tourniquet, but
he's gonna have.
There's no tourniquet.
He's gonna have to go to town on Southpaw now.
Right.
That line just.
Yeah, the wife said. They said, "Oh, poor hubby's gonna have to go on himself, Southpaw now or whatever." It was so funny. That was pretty funny. So there, and then the in the meantime, they had called into town and on the mainland and were screaming, "Oh, somebody were being killed, being killed." And so the sheriff from the mainland comes over, and the old lady's got a knife and is about to start to attack them, and the sheriff shoots her because he thinks that the villagers are the evil people and the serial killers are the victims. So they take the they take the serial killers away. The sun is coming up, and they're on the boat going back to the mainland, to get away. And it was a weird, funny movie that had a twist I wasn't expecting. So I enjoyed it again. I wouldn't watch it again.
That makes me just question everything. Okay?
What?
So listen.
What?
They're on the boat, right?
Yeah.
Being driven by the detective.
By the dick, you said?
No, by the detective.
Right.
He had just heard the story they told of them going through a horrible ordeal where they basically had to run and survive and from all these villagers, correct?
Right.
So, not 2 feet away from him, as they're now relaxing at the back of the boat, the daughter then says, "This was the best vacation I've ever had." And then the dad says, well, you know what they say, the family that slays together.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, isn't that basically a confession that they are telling a lie?
You know how loud it can go on a boat going across the water. It's really easy to not hear stuff, especially if you're driving the boat looking forward and people are talking behind you. If you want to get realistic about it, but it was a movie, and look at the kind of movie it was. Do you really expect him to care about plot holes? I mean, really?
I mean, they did have more blood spray than Kill Bill.
No, they did not. No.
There was literally that one scene in the play where it was basically the Bellagio with blood.
Do you not remember the Killer 88s?
No,
Do you not remember that scene where the bride takes out 88 people and it's that see-through glass floor and there's just blood spurted everywhere to the point to where they can't even stand up. They're slipping and sliding all over the glass floor because there's just so much blood. So no, come on, man. So, all right.
Wasn't there a reference to Kill Bill in Witcher? I remember you geeking out about it.
Kill Bill in Witcher?
Yeah, a reference to Kill Bill in Witcher.
I don't know.
Something about a sword. A swordsmith
Oh.
named something Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, there was a Hattori Hanzo sword, in Witcher. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
There was also a white rabbit surrounded by a bunch of dead bodies.
yeah. So I'm trying to see. I do not see. So you talked about maybe wanting to see A-Rog.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. So our next episode is our 100th episode. Never thought we'd actually get there, but it's our 100th episode. Our first episode that we ever did, episode 1, we did a movie called Gora, which was a Turkish sci-fi spoof movie, which was hilarious. Apparently, they've done a sequel called A-Rog. Instead of G-O-R-A, it's A-R-O-G. I am not seeing it streaming anywhere. So that may have to be a special one we do whenever it does come up on streaming. So I think we're going to have to just roll and just do one. And we can do 2 movies for our next episode if you want to. I don't care. Maybe we'll do this one and The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. I don't know. But
okay.
Yeah.
It does actually have one. It's called A-Rog, a prehistoric film in 2008.
Commander Logar fools Arif and sends him 1 million years back in time. He must civilize people from past to reach today. Right, but I don't see anywhere where it's streaming because on IMDb it'll tell you the services where it's streaming and nothing is listed. So I'll do some research, and if it's available, we'll shift and we'll do it next time, okay? But right now, it doesn't look like it's available for streaming. So let me just roll, and let's just go ahead and do our normal thing and roll and pick our next movie, okay?
It says it's on Amazon Prime,
but it may not be free. So I'll research it, okay? I'll research it and see. All right?
And that'd be so cool if we could, though.
And we'll see what we can do. But we're going to roll for a movie.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do that.
Just to be on the safe side. So let me do that. So for folks that listen, you know that the way we pick our movies is completely at random. We have a few of the streaming services that we use, and I'll roll dice to determine which streaming service that we watch. Then we roll dice to determine which genre of movie we're going to watch. And then we roll a 100-sided die to determine which movie in that genre going down the list that we'll watch. Okay? So here we go. So let's see. Looks like I rolled a 5, which would put us with an Amazon movie.
Okay.
All right. And then I rolled a 1, which would be action-adventure. So some action-adventure movie on Amazon. Let me roll my 100-sided die here. And I rolled a 93. So we're going deep in the catalog. Because usually it's the newer movies, the bigger movies that are towards the top. So we're going deep. So let me pull up Amazon Prime here. And let's see, where is it? Okay. So I got Amazon Prime. Let me pull up those genres, and then I will go find our 93rd action-adventure movie to watch. So y'all hang tight. Okay, 93. Oh, cool. So I've seen this movie before, but I probably saw it back because it's a movie from 1985.
Oh, wow.
I graduated high school in 1986. I remember watching it on HBO in my college apartment. So I probably saw it in 1987 because it was on HBO at the time.
Okay.
The movie is from 1985, and it is called Life Force. Kind of a cult
Life Force or Life of Force?
Life Force. Okay, the Life Force. Okay. So here's the tagline. You ready? This is so 80s. So 80s. A race of space vampires arrives in London and infects the populace, beginning an apocalyptic descent into chaos. So it's a movie about
What?
space vampires. Space vampires. And they don't drink your blood, they suck the life force out of you. And it's like this cheesy 1980s special effect lightning coming out of your mouth into their mouth.
Nice.
There you go. So we're going to watch, barring our ability to find A-Rog on Amazon Prime, we're going to watch Life Force, which is kind of weird that it's in the action adventure. You would think it would be in sci-fi. It's probably in sci-fi too. But I remember that to me, it's like I haven't watched it probably since then, but to me, it's always been one of those cult classic movies that's just kind of fun. So
Kind of like what they would do on like Mystery Science Theater.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, well, yeah, I think that's all we got. I mean, this is kind of a short episode this week.
We kept things in a
kept
nice
things
tight
tight.
hour.
It might actually be the Gene Pool Variety Hour for once instead of the Gene Pool Variety Hour and a half for once. So that's
We've been
cool.
practicing our Kegels with our episodes.
Okay, so that should be the show title. We practice our Kegels. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. What? Men can practice Kegels too. Look,
Of course.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, I have to consider that as our as the show title. We practice our Kegels. So okay.
7. Okay.
All right. That's it. We're going to go. Connor and I are probably going to go play some Borderlands 4 together. So, so anyway, it's kind of a fun episode, just kind of goofing off. Y'all have a good week. The plan is we'll be here next week. Stuff always happens, but the plan is that we're here every Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Dad,
8-ish o'clock. Yes.
Let me say something.
Okay.
After all the crap we've been through, after all the crap life has brought to us, after all the crap, we're still here. So
Well, yeah.
that just proves that we are two stubborn, bullheaded, nerdy jackasses who will never stop
All right.
doing this.
Right. No one would ever say that we have talent, but they would definitely say that we're bullheaded.
Exactly.
I'll give you that. We should get some credit just for being as bullheaded as we are.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Well, that's it. That's our show. Y'all have a great week. We'll see y'all next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour. And always remember,
Stay nerdy, my friends.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.